Hi, Luisana.
Hello,
Welcome.
hello. I'm still dealing here with the setup of the phone.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, but let's see if this works.
Okay, in the
Yep.
meantime, just want to let you know that Dre, I see her, she's journey from Alapara, as well as Joanne. So we have people from everywhere right now. I'm right now from Venezuela. So I know you're right now in Miami as well.
Yes. We are here getting a lot of hot weather. How is it
Yes,
in Venezuela?
it's been good too. It's been rainy lately, but it's been good.
Okay.
And Karin is from Knoxville.
Oh, nice.
So, welcome, Rocio. Welcome to the 10 Minutes to Talk to our first conversation for 2022. We started this series of Instagram Lives last year after the 10 Days of Connection for us to continue the conversation, right, about what happened with the 10 Days of Connection 2021. And we decided to bring it again this year for 2022, but instead of having it every week, we're going to be having them every month. And we're happy that you will be our first guest for the 2022 series. So again, welcome to the 10 Minutes to Talk.
Thank you very much for having me, Luisana.
Of course. So we can get this conversation started. So, Rocio, please tell us a little bit more about the children's movement. What do you do, and what was the 10 Days of Connection topic that you focused on for this year?
Okay, great. So we are an advocacy organization for early childhood in Florida. We focus our work in three different pillars, which are early learning, health, and parent support. So we go throughout the state advocating for early childhood, and we do work with policymakers and other decision makers in the state. We advocate for children in front of business leaders also, and we identify communities that are already doing this kind of work so we can elevate their voices to the statewide level.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rocio.
And
Um,
then speaking on 10 Days of Connection, you asked me the second question.
yes.
This year, we decided to focus our event in how much care and visibility the early childhood educators needed, and we wanted to provide a space for them. So the event was focused on early childhood educators to provide them a space to connect or reconnect, right? And we identified that during COVID, it was a very difficult time for them because they were still, many of them were still working, taking care of other children, and trying to deal with their own family issues. So we wanted to provide a space for them to come back and be together and share their experiences and knowledge. One of the topics that we chose for that event was age and generations, just because we realized that whoever is taking care of of other children, their knowledge, their experience of life, everything comes with them when they're taking care of our children, right? So we wanted to make that connection between we as adults, even elders that are taking care of our children. They come with their history, they come with their knowledge, they come with their love. And we learned during the event that they want also to understand that things had changed, right? And how you accommodate to the change that are happening right now, so you are still effective in taking care of this new era of these new generations of children. So that's the reason why we picked that as one of our topics.
That's awesome. Thank you, Rocio. And I know for these year's 10 Days of Connection, you also partner up with different organizations to bring together the connection experience. So can you share a little bit more about that, and like how was the process to bring them all together, bringing different people to have these conversations about taking care of the children?
So we had always enjoyed, since we started doing our 10 Days of Connection events, we had always enjoyed looking for partners, new partners for the whole month, right? So this year we went to Florida Association of Infant Mental Health, Early Learning Coalition, and a couple of other partners that supported us in bringing the mindfulness piece into the event. And the reason why we do it this way is because we always want to bring new people to the 10 Days of Connection. And actually, none of the participants but us and other organizations had been in a 10 Days of Connection event before. So it was wonderful to learn that we can provide also awareness, right, about this thing that is happening countywide, and invite them to participate in other events. So the partnership came about, first of all, because we have not partnered with them before. So we wanted to do that, even though some of them have done their own events, but had not been doing that together. And the second reason was because of the topic that we wanted to address, right? We wanted to bring in specific audience. It was not a public event. It was not open. We invited each of the people that participated with a very special, intimate message, letting them know what was the intention of the event. So we needed people that we trust already in order to be able to do that. Yep.
Awesome. And you touched into the next question that I was gonna ask you. So, the intention of the event was like bringing together different caregivers and like having that conversation into adapting. What would be another thing that you hope the participants took out of the connection experience?
Well, I can tell you before and after. So before, we were expecting for them to find a space to decompress, right? To find a space where they can share some of what they have been going through, some things, and also to identify themselves and see themselves in others. So that was the first intention, giving them that space of relaxing and making themselves visible. But what happened was that a lot of other connections happened, right? Like some people identified with the story that other was sharing, and then they connected that to their family history, and then they bring it back and share it again. So, and it was very deep. It was a very, very deep conversation that I honestly was not expecting. We knew that it could, like we rated in the intense level, you know how you rate the different levels, and we rated that because of the stories that could come from the experience of teaching, right? Of taking care of children. But we were not expecting for them to bring also their personal story to the whole event, and how that was carrying. Actually, our end goal was, when you are taking care of children, you bring your whole self to the experience. And that happened also during the event. So it was really wonderful. It was much more than we expected. And at the end, I don't know if this is the right moment to share that, but I'm just remembering and how the room felt. We did a drum session at the end. Yeah. So the conversation ended with a drum session where everybody were participating. We were joyful. We were thankful. It was all the 10 Days of Connection idea happened in 2 hours for us. It was really, really wonderful. And the feedback, we're still getting feedback from people. Yeah.
Awesome, Rocio. And I love how you all connected everything, like from having the conversation to at the end, like how to celebrate that, you know, like how to celebrate everybody that's taking care of the children. So my next question is related to how can we keep the conversation going? So how can we keep the conversation going about aging generations and mental health and like the different topics that you have worked with the other partners as well?
So my hope is that more people that are not related to early childhood can come to our events, right? And that's the challenge of me personally, because we cannot know what we don't know. So if I don't have a child, or if I am not involved in early learning, this would not be a topic that interests me. Mm-hmm. But then when you are there, you realize that it has to do with everything, right? You have maybe a cousin or someone else, your neighbor or a friend of yours who just have a child, and you can start making those connections, going back to your own life and bringing it with you wherever you go. So that has happened to me when I participate in other events that have nothing to do with with my professional work, and just understanding that as important as everything else, as any other topic, early childhood is part of that prosperity, is part of that well-being, is part of the society moving forward. And my hope is to bring more people that are not necessarily working in our field. But to keep the conversation going, you would like to know, after the fact, we debrief with the partners, and one of the partners is interested in keeping this kind of events happening. So we are continuing the partnership. We are continuing the work that we have been doing together. And now I'm just waiting for next year to see what 10 Days of Connections will bring, because every year this experience in May is a learning process for us as organization. And we grow so much just by giving ourselves the opportunity and putting, of course, the effort it means for us to make it happen. But it's completely worth it.
And I appreciate you, Rocio, and the work that you and the other partners have brought to 10 Days of Connection to make this happen, right? So to close this conversation today, because we're getting closer to the 10 minutes, if there is one thing that you want people to walk away after watching this live, what would it be?
Do a 10 Days of Connection event. You won't regret. Go to their website. You'll find everything you need there. All the people from Radical Partners, they are so friendly. They will explain to you everything you need to do. And just start doing it. Just start doing it. Leave the experience and take yourself to a place where you can bond and you can learn about your community. You can get involved. This is my message for everyone. I love this project.
Yeah. Thank you, Rocio. And we really appreciate you and appreciate the work and the support that you do with the 10 Days of Connection. Again, like this happens because of people like you, people that show up to the events. So again, thank you so much for joining us today. Is there any Instagram handle or like any social media handle where we can follow also the work of the Children's Movement?
Yes, so you go to Child Movement FL, and I'm going to share it with you too as soon as we get off. And I'm sure that in your post, it has been posted as well. So or you can find us in our Instagram, Facebook, all the social media platforms, but also our website is beautiful. So if you want to go and learn more about what we do, just type down the Children's Movement of Florida and you'll learn a lot of the work that we're doing throughout the state.
Amazing. Well, now everybody knows how to follow the Children's Movement work. We're going to also be putting the information at the bottom in the copy, so you can also follow the work of Rocio and the Children's Movement, different partners that are working around early childhood education and caregivers. So thank you again, Rocio, for joining us today for the very first one.
Good luck. And I'm wearing my Be Bold shirt so you can see it.
Yes.
Thank you.
I love it. Thank you, Rocio.
Okay.
And thank you, everyone. We'll see you next month, the third Thursday, for another 10 minutes to talk conversation. We hope you have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.